Welcome back to NC Bassin. Today I'm on a local pond. I fish this pond a lot. It's close to my house. I've been fishing it since I was 14 years old. Fish it all the time. I know this pond inside and out, but it's been getting really tough. A lot of people have been sneaking down here and fishing. I probably need to stop making videos about it because there's a lot of people down here taking the fish home and eating them. But today I just really want to try out this moonshiner. That thing is a wake bait. It is awesome. Made by Tater Hog Custom Lures. He's a local bait maker. Makes handcrafted baits. They're really awesome. They're real popular around here. They catch some big fish, and he makes some giant baits, way big. This is probably one of the smallest ones he makes, but he's got some crazy swim baits, and they're awesome. The paint jobs on them are crazy, but I'd be thrilled to catch a fish on it. And the lakes are getting tough. The ponds aren't bad in the summertime. These fish got a high metabolism. They need to eat. It's kind of hard for them to hide, and they start feeding on frogs, and we start getting more vegetation in the water. The water clears up a little bit too, less rain, but I'm just hoping I can catch one on that. I'll be happy with it. The last few times, probably about the last 5 times I've been here, I've caught like 3 fish. I'm hoping I can catch a couple today. I'll be happy with one on the moonshiner. If I get this thing hung up, guess what? I'll be swimming for it for sure. But I plan on staying a little bit after dark. I think that's when this bait will work. And maybe these fish are feeding after dark. I got a big worm, a frog, chatterbait tied on, and the moonshiner. I'm hoping I can catch a couple fish. There's a couple of big ones in here too, but they're pressured. They're tough to catch. But hopefully, if I catch 2 fish today, I'll be happy. Let's see how it goes. Dark for this thing. Sure, there's a big old bass out there somewhere in this tree. Get that deep water. In the brush. Where they're gonna be? Getting bait out of it. Oh, fish. Got him. In the tree. Get out of that tree. Nice one. Yes. All in that cover where he should be. Man, I thought he was a real one when he was in that tree for a second, but it's not a bad fish. A lot of fish in here that size. I will take it. Oh, I hooked him in a bad spot, but it come right out. Yes. A little over 2. Bigger than anything I caught in the Tuesday tournament. I assume this would probably be that 10-inch ribbon tail worm is a great summertime bait. Kind of assume that'd be the only thing I get a bite on. But they love the end of that tree. It's like 8.5 foot deep out there. One of the deepest spots in the pond. It's a little bit deeper right up over there at the dam, but that has cover on it. It's probably full of crappie and bluegill. He's skinny, but he'll fatten up in the summertime. I'm happy with him. Starting to think I was going to get skunked for a minute. Could not get a bite on the frog or the moonshiner, but it's getting closer to dark. Hopefully catch one bigger than that. Good spot for crappies. Just one deep hole out right against the bank. Fish! Big one. Oh my gosh. No, he's on a tree down there. Oh my gosh, I got him out though. Big one. Get out of this tree. Oh, he ain't big, but he's nice. Oh my gosh, I thought he was huge. If he was any bigger, I wouldn't have got him out of the tree though. And I would have thought it was a 7-pounder. Yes, 2 fish. Oh no, he threw my worm and I didn't bring any other worms. I should have known. Man, still awesome. That's a 2.5 right there probably. Look, his tail still isn't healed. Nice one. They're out in the deep brush piles, guys. Used to catch a lot of crappie there when I used to put my boat in here back in the day. A lot of crappie in front of that little bush over there. That was before that big tree fell down in the water out there in the deep water. But there's a little brush pile down there. He got me snagged up in it for a second, but I got him off. He was wrapped around our limb. Kind of just pulled the line. I didn't even feel him bite. Kind of hooked itself. I will take it. Well, now it's going to be topwater time or chatterbait. That's all I got. That's a 2.5. That's a chunky fish. Should have brought another worm with me, but summertime, time to throw big worms, guys. Junebug's probably my favorite color. What? Got it. Giant. Oh my gosh, that's a big fish. That's a big fish. It might not be, I don't know which fish it is. That's why you throw a frog. I did not expect. Oh my gosh, I think that's that 7-pounder again. Look at that. Woo! Oh my, the same fish. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Right before dark, that's that 7-pounder again, guys. Woo! I think it wanted the frog. Man, I barely got it in the tongue, actually. Gosh, right around these bluegill beds. Caught this fish on a frog twice this year. My God, that's the same fish, I think. Whoa, I wish I had a scale with me. My gosh. Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, that is definitely the 7-pounder, guys. You see, I remember that hump on its head. Man, that's what I'm talking about right there. Well, guys, that's why you throw the frog. That is like a 7-pound bass. I don't have my scale with me. I don't want to stress it out. It might not even be the same fish, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'll go back and look at the pictures. I even think I've seen the same hook mark way down in its throat. I mean, it's been over a month. That just shows they never get tired of a frog. Something about a frog these fish can't resist. Big fish love topwaters. Right when the sun's going down. That's awesome. That's what I love, catching them on a frog, guys. And yes, I've been the hooks out. I know everybody on the last baiting video was like, you gotta bend the hooks out. I've thrown frogs for a long time. I caught my second biggest fish of my life. One of the first frogfish I caught, or first big frogfish I caught, was out of this pond years ago, like 10 years ago. Second biggest fish of my life on a frog. The biggest of my life on a buzzbait. I love topwaters. That's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. Let's get her back in there before I stretch this fish out. At summertime, you gotta get it. Don't be like me. Get them back in the water quick. The water's hot. That stresses these big fish out quick. Freaking pond giant. There may be a bigger one in here. I hope that 1 over 8's still in here. Yes. Love pond fishing, guys. Yes, right before dark. All that makes up for the tough week. Truck messing up. Bad week on Norman. But that makes up for it right there. Yes. Well, guys, before it gets completely pitch black dark, go ahead and film the outro. I'm still going to stay a little while. Maybe I can catch a fish on a frog or a chatterbait or the moonshiner. But I plan on staying at least an hour after dark. But after that fish, that really just made a day. I love that walking frog. That's the Terminator walking frog. And you can fish it in open water. That fish kind of threw me off guard when he bit it out there in open water, though. And I kind of had a swirl on it before that. So that might have been the same fish. But he exploded on when he ate it. That just shows it could have been a different fish. But it's probably a little less than 7 pounds because it's summertime now. They're getting skinnier. But who knows? This probably was about a 7-pounder. It's hard for me to eyeball big fish. But I would say it's a 7-pounder. I love throwing frogs in the summertime. I've caught some huge fish. That's the biggest fish I caught on that exact bait, but I caught almost a 7-pounder on it before. That frog really works. I need to start throwing it more. It's bigger, it walks way better, it just doesn't pop, but it's great around actual thick cover. You can get through it real easy. And I need to throw it more. It might miss some little fish, but you'll get bigger bites on it. And that fish is always a bluegill. You guys, you throw these frogs, they usually don't even think they're frogs. I mean, I'm fishing around bluegill beds, I'm throwing a bluegill color. I mean, they'll eat a rat, a chipmunk, whatever. They're bass, they don't really care what it is. You're just mimicking an injured fish, and something about a frog just struggling on top, and it's just real subtle. It's not making crazy commotion, and it's in thick cover where the big bass live. Something about a frog just catches big fish, and it's got a big silhouette. You'll get less little fish. You'll still miss a lot of little fish on it, but compared to a spook, you'll get bigger fish on a frog. For some reason, frogs just work, and you can get in the cover where they're at. And it work great at ponds. You guys are pond fishing, throw a frog, especially if you got aquatic grass. Frogs kill. But I'm throwing on an 8.5 to 1 Corrado. Okay, you need a fast speed reel. You see how hard it is to keep up with the fish. They hit it, and you gotta let them take it for a second. I mean, most of the time you just wait till you actually feel them. I let them take it down, make sure there's weight on there, and set the hook as hard as you can. And you gotta catch up to them. You need a fast speed reel. I'm throwing a 40-pound braid. You probably need to throw 50, especially if you're in thick cover, maybe even 65. But I use that rod for spooks too. I'm throwing it on a Dobbins heavy. You need a heavy action rod with a frog or a big hook, especially on that Terminator. That one has really big hooks. You got to really set the hook into them and drive that hook in. But big bass, that's what it's all about. And you guys see catch and release actually works really good. But thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.